Ever wondered what goes on in the mind of a narcissist when you decide to walk away? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of solitude for a narcissist, a journey that's not only fascinating but can reveal surprising insights you see. Leaving a narcissist can be like stepping into uncharted territory. It's not just about the person you're leaving. It's about unraveling the layers of their mind when the spotlight they crave begins to dim. So grab a metaphorical flashlight, because we're about to shine a light on what happens to a narcissist when you leave them alone. Shock and disbelief. When you first decide to leave a narcissist, their initial reaction is often shock and disbelief. Imagine pulling the rug out from under someone who's been walking on a red carpet their whole life. It's disorienting for them. Narcissists, used to being the center of attention, might find it hard to fathom that someone is no longer catering to their every need. It's as if the world they meticulously crafted around themselves starts to crumble, and they struggle to grasp the reality of someone breaking free from their orbit. The shock often gives way to a cascade of emotions. They might question how anyone could willingly step away from the dazzling persona they've projected. Anger and defensiveness. Narcissists are known for their fragile egos. The rejection triggers intense anger and defensiveness. Picture a fragile glass sculpture suddenly dropped. The shattering sound echoes their wounded pride. The reality of abandonment sinks in. Narcissists often respond with a fiery burst of anger. It's not just frustration. It's a primal reaction to the threat of their carefully constructed self-image unraveling. In their minds, they're flawless. And the idea that someone could see imperfections or, worse, walk away from perfection is a direct assault on their ego. This anger can manifest in various ways. They might unleash a verbal storm, hurling accusations and blame, attempting to shift the fault onto anyone but themselves. It's a desperate attempt to maintain control, to reclaim the narrative that, in their eyes, has been unjustly altered. Defensiveness becomes their shield against the feelings of inadequacy that start to gnaw at them. Your departure becomes a mirror, reflecting their perceived flaws, and in their attempts to avoid facing those flaws, they may lash out, desperately trying to regain a sense of superiority. True colors surface. Left alone, the narcissist loses the need to maintain their charming facade. This is where their true colors start to surface. Imagine a magician who's been performing dazzling tricks. Once the audience leaves, the allure fades, and reality sets in. Without the constant need for admiration, the narcissist's carefully crafted mask begins to slip. The charm that once captivated others becomes less essential, revealing the less flattering aspects of their personality. It's not a sudden transformation, but a gradual unveiling of their true nature. Manipulative behaviors, always present but skillfully hidden, may now become more evident. With no one to impress, they may resort to tactics aimed at regaining control over those around them. Whether it's emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, or gaslighting, these behaviors surface as they desperately try to maintain the illusion of superiority. Identity crisis. Without a constant source of admiration, narcissists may face an identity crisis. Think of it like a ship losing its guiding star. They find themselves adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The external validation they depend on is like a compass, and without it, they struggle to navigate their own sense of self. Narcissists often define themselves by the reflections they receive from others. The absence of constant admiration leaves them questioning who they are when the spotlight dims. It's as if the mirror they hold up to the world suddenly becomes foggy, distorting the image they've so carefully curated. This vacuum of external validation leads to increased feelings of emptiness and insecurity. They may grapple with a profound sense of loss, not just of the person who left, but of the constant affirmation that fueled their ego. The very foundation of their identity feels shaky, and it's in this vulnerability that their insecurities, normally concealed, come to the forefront, seeking new supply to fill the void. Narcissists often seek new sources of admiration. It's like a thirst that can only be quenched by the applause of others. Picture it as a never-ending quest for a spotlight that will once again illuminate their existence. The idea of being alone is daunting for narcissists. It's not just solitude, it's a void where their sense of self-worth is at risk of evaporating. This fear of emptiness propels them into a cycle of seeking validation from others, sometimes at any cost. This cycle often involves pursuing new relationships hastily or engaging in attention-seeking behaviors. They may jump from one connection to another, desperately attempting to recreate the dynamic where their ego is constantly fed. It's not about genuine connection. It's about securing a steady supply of admiration to mask the internal void they're trying to escape. The inability to be alone is a defining feature of narcissistic coping mechanisms. It's a relentless pursuit, a quest to avoid facing the unsettling reality that, without external validation, they might have to confront the shadows within themselves. Understanding this cycle provides a glimpse into the intricate dance of seeking new supply as a means to escape the discomfort of solitude. The discomfort of solitude. Escapism and fantasy facing the reality of being alone. Narcissists may turn to escapism and fantasy as a coping mechanism. Imagine it as a temporary retreat into a world of make-believe, an oasis that shields them from the harsh truths they'd rather not confront. Being alone forces the narcissist to confront aspects of themselves they may prefer to avoid: their flaws, insecurities, and vulnerabilities. Unable to bear this self-reflection, they retreat into alternate realities, constructed with the bricks of fantasy, these imagined worlds. They can be the heroes of their own stories, free from the shackles of imperfection. It's a coping mechanism that allows them to evade the uncomfortable truths of their existence. These fantasies become a refuge, shielding them from the pain of self-examination and providing a comforting narrative where they are faultless and adored. Thank you for joining us on this exploration into the world of narcissism. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, take care and stay curious.